Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lizard Brains podcast. I'm your host, DJ Alessandrini. I'm joined by my co-host, Tom O'Gorman. Tom, how's it going?
I'm good. I feel like we had the most Lizard Brains packed week of our entire Lizard Brains existence.
Why do you say
Like
that?
we lizarded and brained so hard this week because of the sim race. I mean, we were at everyone all the time in Discord for
We
like
were.
7 days straight.
Sorry about that.
It was all about us for like 7 days. It was great.
Yeah, it was. And now
It was probably a lot for everyone else
we're
though.
gonna reset for like a month and a half, and then we're gonna do it again.
Yes. I like even the events that we've done like an episode every day didn't feel as Lizard Brain saturated as the last 7 days, which is so cool.
Dude, it was cool. I mean, so just to catch everyone up who wasn't following along, we threw a sim racing event. And Tom and Kyle were they were commentating it, and it was just like there were so many Lizard Brains liveries, and just the sheer amount of people that joined the Discord to participate in the thing. We got a ton of positive feedback from the event. Like it's just, man, it was just great. Like yeah, it was pretty fun. We have all the winners. Do we want to go through the winners right now, Tom?
Sure, let's leave with that. Why not?
Okay. Tom put together a nice little list. Thank you, Tom, for your effort on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a little difficult, like parsing through all the potential
Y'all,
winners and things. And
you might hear it someday. We recorded us going through trying to figure out who was the most positions gained in the race.
it's harder than you think it is.
It was like both of us driving spreadsheets, not knowing how to do it. It was the most embarrassing thing
I
ever,
think
but
I think
maybe
if
we'll
I
release
was
it.
look, in my defense, I think if I was on Excel, which is not on this computer, it's on the computer behind me. I think if I was on Excel, I could have figured it out, but I just didn't know any hotkeys or where any of the tools were in Google Sheets. So I
Yep.
was a little lost.
Before we do this, can you play those clips from the race for the pass of the race? Are you
Uh,
tech-wise set up for that?
yeah, I think. Well, you'd have to take down your live stream. Can you play it? Because
Yep,
you're already streaming.
I can. You'll catch my audio?
Yes.
Okay. We'll try it when we get there then. Okay, so the
I
Sim
don't
Lizard
like.
3 hour.
I don't like that we're doing this live, but let's give it a shot. Okay.
Yeah, we can try. So first we had the winners of the race from SCCA get a $50 off SCCA Track Night in America for next year. So Diego Del Real won in GT3 in his Spicy Cat Racing Porsche. Congratulations. Woo, pew, pew, pew. Where's your button? There we go. Then we had in the Porsche Cup class DJ Alessandrini from the Lizard Brains podcast won. Woo, burr, burr, burr.
Damn it! I was looking for crickets, but I forgot that I deleted the cricket button.
Oh, bummer.
I was looking for crickets. There's no crickets.
And then
That's the button I got.
All right. And then, well, you got to get it. Well, there's one more button. I guess you get to be creative because Alex Cofford and Giovanni Romano won in GT4 in their Mustang.
What a joke. No, I'm just kidding. Great job, guys.
And then
Alex is so quick on the sad face in the chat. Jeez, Alex, I'm so sorry.
sorry. Okay. And then we also had prizes from Spicy Cat Racing. They helped us with the event, but also gave Spicy Cat Racing membership to the fast lap of the race and to the most positions gained in class. So the membership is like it's like a couple $100 value. You get some coaching sessions and some discounts and access to this and that. Fast lap, Zane Khan in GT3 had the fastest lap.
Yep.
Woo, congrats,
It was,
Zane, on your membership. And then
One
most positions
120
gained.
120.1, I think was
Yeah.
somewhere in that range. Yep.
Which means a lot to everyone who's driven GT3 cars at
Look,
Laguna.
look, I dare you, I dare you to go load up Laguna Seca.
Go beat him.
And see what it takes to do a 120.1. You can change the weather to be the most the lizardiest lizard, and that's not even how cold it was on track, and I still don't think you'll get a 120.1. So
Probably not. And then most positions gained was Zach Pritchard from Vital Motorsports and GT3 gained 12 positions, 20th to 8th. And I think he had a teammate, but we did a random draw for y'all. So Zach won it. If you want to trade it, figure it out amongst yourselves.
if you guys wanted to do the coin flip amongst yourselves, we preemptively did the coin flip for you guys. So
we did. And then finally, 20% off Spicy Cat Racing store. The best livery, which we did 5 nominations. And then DJ and Ryan from Spicy Cat Racing and I rated them 1 through 5, and we came up with an average score. And it was the Montello Racing, Anthony and Michael Montello, won with their Corvette GT3R, which was a throwback to the like Miller Lite,
It's
like
Miller time.
80s stuff, like gold with the green little
Yeah,
accents,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yep. Uh, do we want to say who he was tied with, and it came down to a coin flip or whatever, or no?
It did, yeah, we had to flip a coin because it came down to that or Jay DeVries, who actually made like the Lizard Brains podcast sponsored liveries that I think 3 people used. You used 1, and then 2 other people in the race used it.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so that was really generous of Jay. Thank you for that. Then, okay, how do I pull this up? We'll just test run this real quick?
Yeah. Let's just see what it looks like. Just bring up your
Tell a good story for a second.
yeah. So Tom, this one time, I don't know. What do you mean? Just tell a good story.
I don't
Uh,
know.
well, so look. If you're wondering, like, wait, where can I see the video or whatever? First off, you can go on YouTube. You can see me just capturing the screen for Discord. At least I hope it's being captured because yeah, it's being captured. Okay. Um, it looks like it wasn't for a second. So uh, it will be on YouTube, so you can see what we're looking at. If you want to watch it live, you look at the. I hear music, Tom.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna we're gonna
I
get
can't find the
copyright strike.
window.
We're gonna get
I know,
copyright strike.
I can't find the window. Where is it?
I muted it. I muted it. Let me know when it's safe again.
Okay, we're good. So the
Okay.
window's open. Sorry.
All right. All right. So if you're wondering where you could watch this, we have people live in the audience right now. They're watching this in Discord. Links in the description, and also the link to the YouTube video is also in the description, so you can check it out there as well. All right, we're ready, Tom.
And if you wanna watch the broadcast, it's on SimTV. I thought that's where you're going with it.
Oh yeah, you can also do that. It's a it was a 3-hour race. You watch it in multiple spurts.
Yep. Alright. Do you hear Kyle?
They're not
Yep.
done yet.
Cool.
E4.
So this is the first
Oh, that
nomination for
space is-
best pass of the race. Is it too loud?
No,
Is it good
no,
volume?
it's perfectly fine. I'll let you know.
Cool. It's open. Go took it. This is GT4 pass for second place.
Things have calmed down.
About
for a
45
little bit,
minutes
but
in.
back for second place in GT4. Michael Brock passed Lathrop.
Oh, Michael
and
Brock
crossover.
passing Thomas
They're not
Lathrop,
done yet.
and then they were battling for a couple laps. Both of these cars team driven, so we're going to see a driver change. It's okay. Second pass. That one was
Anytime you talk,
for
it's going to
fine.
be really confusing because it just sounds like
Good
it just sounds like Tom's
Sorry.
talking.
All right, the second nominee is
Next car in their
pass for the
sights is
lead.
second place car in GT4. That's the Hot Wheels car of Alex Bueller, who I believe is Iron Manning this race as well.
So
He's gonna
Diego
open
Del
the door
Real had
nicely
gotten
and
taken
easily
out.
so that
Austin
both
Cobb
of
had
those
the
top
lead
two
in
cars
GT3. They're coming
go
through
by,
turn
but now this is
10,
gonna get
knifing
awkward.
through
Both
GT4
dive
cars.
underneath the Mercedes into turn 10. And are they going to be patient or not? This is a really tough spot for a GT4 car to hold them up. But you just got to be patient
love
and go for the
commentating.
pass on exit. Del Real trying to get a good run. He's absolutely glued to the tailpipes of the Lamborghini. Going to get a nice draft, maybe even a bump draft up the front straightaway.
Okay, so they're doing some
Diego
over-unders in a
kinda shut
second.
off at the exit of the Andretti hairpin. Swings left. To contend with now a GT4 car. Oh, squeeze.
I miss Kyle too.
Oh, really awkward spot. No one did anything wrong there, but that compression at the apex of turn 4 is going to open the opportunity for Del Real. He's going to put the nose in. Austin Cobb embraces the race, but he might lose the position because of it. They're going to drag race up to turn 6. Del Real will undoubtedly have the advantage, and Cobb backs out.
Backs out, but could he get back on throttle?
Nice. So that was for the lead.
All right, hold
That's
on.
our second nominee.
Hold
Go
on
ahead.
before you play the next one. What was impressive about that pass is that like Austin did something kind of risky, and it's something that you can do when there's like a steward in the race, is that he forced Diego to be absolutely perfect, or Diego was going to get a penalty, and Austin would have probably went for a spin, maybe even got damaged, that would have ended his race. So that moment where Diego's going up on the inside of Austin is like a really, really high stakes moment because of Austin like forcing Diego to be perfect, and Diego like absolutely rose to that challenge. So that's why that's a great pass. All right.
Yep.
Continue.
Not to mention it was for the lead.
Yeah. Overall
then
lead for the race.
The last nominee,
Roman Bykov.
we have Roman Bykov and I forget the guy's first name. Vincent Vicious racing Porsche Cup cars.
All this events from this moment, and this is what he had to deal with.
So they got split
He was
3
on the
wide
outside
with a
going in for. He
GT4 car and
leaves the space
GT3.
here, but Austin just
And then
throttles
Roman
up and just kinda
Baikov,
runs him out
who
of
is the
road
nominee
there,
for the pass,
but did a nice job
has to
not
avoid
panicking,
them,
but
goes
then
3
he kinda come
wide,
across the road, and then you
down
see
and
the
passes
next
through
car
the
come on
dirt
through.
to pick up 2
Oh, boy.
spots.
Yeah, that was definitely sketchier than it needed to be, but everyone did.
That one was cool. I like that one.
Yeah. So they were all great. But I'm always gonna appreciate a pass in the grass. I don't know if we're teaching like bad precedent for the next race, but a pass in the grass is pretty cool. So that's our winner for the best pass of the race.
Yep. So congratulations, Roman Baikov. You also get a 20% off. And then finally, so I agree with you. But the reason that I don't think we're like sharing bad habits for
Yeah.
this pass in the grass is he was literally avoiding the other car who had gotten shoved off and came back on track. And then there's this poor GT4 car in the middle, just going like, oh, I don't want to be like, don't hit me. And then he gets split 3 wide,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
guy in the dirt passing him, but he's just avoiding everybody.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a participant in this. I did not. This is not what I signed up for.
I don't have any lunch money, I promise. And then the final draw, which sounds rigged, but we promise it wasn't. We did a full random draw of all 96 drivers who did the race, 55 teams, 96 drivers. And the car that finished 14th was drawn, which was Zach Rubin and Kevin Zhu, our good friends. And then we did the coin flip for them, and Kevin Zhu won the final 20% off the Spicy Cat Racing store.
So, and
There
it
you go.
was that moment where we're like, oh my god, this looks rigged. We should jump in the live stage channel. Uh, that's when we jumped up to the stage, and then that's when we started fumbling around with Google Sheets in front of a live audience. If anybody's ever been in a Teams meeting where you have to do something in Excel and the whole like meeting is watching you like try to figure it out, it was like that, but everyone was paying attention, so it was worse.
Yeah. Oh, we have our strengths. So that was super cool. I guess I mean, congratulations, you won. I think we put on I'm so proud of what we put on, to be honest. I think everyone rose to the occasion. I think setting the expectations the way we did, I know that might be like a little bit unorthodox to go into like a driver's not a meeting, but basically a driver's meeting. That's kind of what we did. And we outlined like here are some things to consider and here are some things you can do to alleviate the things that might create stress or tension or accidents. And like obviously we had 55 cars on Laguna Seca across 3 tracks, so it was not perfectly clean.
Three
But
classes, yeah.
yeah, what did I say?
You said tracks.
3 classes, 1 track. 3 tracks would be cool. All at once, plug them all together.
Ooh, how would that even work? That would have to be in a
You ever
Assetto
seen those?
Corsa.
Yeah, have you ever seen those like Assetto Corsa? I created all of Alonso's favorite corners track
Yeah.
track
Yep.
thing. Yeah. Uh, anyway, so I feel like everybody was really, 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 really good, and in general, the tone when I got out of the booth, when Kyle and I, we log off and I join the thing, you never quite know. But the thing that the Discord chat already had like an overly positive, like that was fun, that was fun, that was fun. There were a bunch of people joining to like buzz about the race. There were like 30 people that joined the voice chat to buzz.
That was my favorite thing because like in real racing, when you're done, like almost it's like a 30% bonus of fun. Like the racing was obviously the most amount of fun, but then just like a little step down from that amount of fun is afterwards when you're doing race car hands with your friends, like after the race. And all of us just like flocked to Discord and we were just buzzing about the race like after it was done, just like it would be if we were in a paddock somewhere. I thought that was
Yeah.
cool. I thought that was like, I'm like, normally this doesn't happen with sim racing. And for whatever reason, it's happening in Discord right now. So like I was kind of just sitting back, like just like observing people getting excited about their race or like, going, ah, man, I would have had you. And then somebody's like, you never had your car, like, like stuff like that. It was just a good time. Oh, Kevin
And then
Kevin just joined the audience. Kevin, you won the 20% off Spicy Cat thing. Congrats.
Woo. My favorite piece of feedback that I kept hearing though was like I really enjoyed that style challenge. And I really I'd never thought about racing that way, or I had to learn to like manage traffic in that way. I'd never done that before. I thought like us giving people the opportunity to like do something new basically with a thing they're probably pretty familiar with was maybe what I was most proud of. in addition to it being a high quality thing.
Yeah. Yep. That was
Anyway,
cool.
we can stop patting ourselves on the back. Did you do
I
anything else this weekend?
dude, um I
Again,
did some
sim raced.
yeah, hold on. I did something on Saturday. I can't remember what it was though. Nope. I don't know. I'll tell you what though. Oh no, I remember. I like set up the room. That's what I was doing. Last week was a slog. If you remember, like when I was signing off of the podcast last time, I was like, all right, this is the last time you'll ever see this room like this. And then I just like tore down the old rig and like put the new one more together and then like got everything situated. And I did like a complete renovation on my sim room because when we first moved into this house, it was kind of just like a dumping ground for like, okay, like here's all DJ stuff. But I like, and we moved in like 5 years ago. This is a tad embarrassing, but like I never really like moved in. Everything was just in boxes and the boxes attracted other boxes. And I just had like boxes stacked. Like I think I mentioned this last week, but I found a Hoosier like in a box that I got sent from Hoosier in the corner of my basement, and it sat there for 4 years and like died. Now I have like a brand new Hoosier that's worthless, especially since they just came out with like, the golden Hoosiers. And
Dude.
I say golden because like they're like $700 a tire or whatever. Like
Right. And someone pointed out they're not that much more expensive than the A7 was, but it's just a reaffirmation for me. Like, why do they're literally like 50% more per tire across the range
that's
in a majority
crazy.
of the range than like a Bridgestone 71
So if
RS.
you want a vintage Hoosier and only one of
Why?
them, if you want a vintage
Crazy.
one, look, Tom, I'm making a sales pitch
Sell it.
here. Yeah. Okay. If you want a vintage, well-aged Hoosier, fresh in the box still, factory sealed,
New tire smell.
new tire smell, I got you. I'll give you a deal. Right now, the highest bid is $10, and I'm not sure if that person's serious, so I will take 11.
No, you got to at least go Chipotle order. Like that's $16 roughly.
What? No, what, dude, what are you getting when you get Chipotle? You must be living it up.
You got chips and queso and a drink. That rounds it up.
Yeah. That's after a day of racing, though. Normally, it's just like a chicken bowl. Look, if
Guys,
if it
get
was a
this man a
high,
Chipotle bowl with the tire for the tire at
dude,
least.
if it was a high energy day, I might order Chipotle like delivery literally as we're sitting here because that sounds delicious. Or maybe I'll text Christine and ask her to pick it up on her way home. Yeah, as Kelby says in the chat, my Chipotle order is like $9. I think mine's like, yeah, I think it's like $10 for like a Chipotle order. I get chips and stuff if it was like a high energy day, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some chips, like get some salt, stuff like that. But normally it's just like a chicken bowl. Maybe if the carne asada looks really good, I'll get that. But yep, I don't know. This $16 bowl is kind of crazy, Tom. But anyways, yeah, I spent most of Saturday just getting like the rig ready, and I calibrated my my brake too stiff, so like my legs were kind of tweaking. We did some last second testing Saturday night, and I had to stop doing laps because my knee was hurting so much.
Oh,
So
so you got new pedals and everything else is the same.
new pedals and a new
Sim rig
rig.
nerd for a second.
What's that?
We'll be sim rig nerds for a second.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean for a second? This is literally half of my
Fair.
personality, Tom.
Wait, is it when you say it was too strong? Is it a mechanical strength thing? Was it like
No,
it these tabs that you put in?
I calibrated it too stiff. Like to get maximum like 100% braking, I like probably put like 140 pounds of pressure into it, and I like my old pedal was only like, I don't know, maybe 80 to do 100%. And in iRacing, you never really brake to 100%, or at least you shouldn't. Trust me, I coach plenty of people who do. And then like that's a conversation where we're like, well, actually, but because I was still getting used to the pedals and like a different like seating arrangement or whatever, I just like didn't notice like how much more leg I was using on the pedal. And I think I noticed when it was like, my leg feels like I'm hurting it. And then so since that 3-hour race, because I was literally like limping afterwards. I was like resting. I was like massaging. You and Kyle were making fun of me. You're like, whoa, look at this lizard, because I had a webcam on me. And you're like, he's like shaking to get out of the pits. No, dude, I was massaging my knee because I was trying to keep it
Oh,
from cramping up.
wow.
That's what I was doing in the pit lane. I'm like, come on, hang in there. We got an hour left. That's all we need. Come on, leg, hang in there. Like I'm just just trying to keep it going. I
That
thought
reminds
about
me.
recalibrating it like during a pit stop, but I wasn't sure jumping out of the car if it would do a driver change, and I'm like, no, I can just muscle through this. It will be fine.
Yeah. That reminds me. Can I quote Kyle on with the quote of the race?
Is this about muffins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some scrum of cars happening, and guys, Kyle said, and I'll share my embarrassing one right after this. But Kyle said, "Y'all got to close the baby gate. They're stealing all the muffins."
Dude, I lost it. I paused
What?
it. Christine was on the couch with me when we were watching it. And I turned to Christine and she turns to me and she's like, "What did he say?" And then we rewound it and then we watched it again and it was just like, "Oh my God, that's hilarious." And then that's when I went to the Discord and like tagged Kyle and was like, "What where does this live in your brain for this to come out?" Because he said it
It's so
without
good.
skipping a beat. Like that was the best
Nope.
part of it. Yeah.
And not even, yeah, no hesitation all the way towards the end when he finished. They're stealing all the muffins.
Yeah. I can just
I love it.
imagine if you were in the like, and I could hear it through the silence because there was just silence after he said that. If you guys were sitting in the booth together, I bet you would have just looked at him like this.
Yes, 100%. We would
Like
have been
what?
laughing too hard. I'm glad I couldn't see him. So if you guys see Kyle Heyer, ask him about either Baby Gates, muffins, whatever. Like we got to make that live on. So my most embarrassing commentary moment is during the runoffs one year in B-Spec. It was like a Fit and then 4 Mini Coopers trailing behind. And I said something along the lines of, "This we got a situation like the Sneeches. The Honda Fit has it and the other 4 want it."
The Sneeches.
This, like Dr. Seuss references. Where did that come from? What are we doing?
There's like a whole like 7 people who understood that reference.
Yeah, in the
Dude-
middle of like a heated battle in
Dude,
a race.
sometimes when you just go and you like say like dumb stuff. One time I was when I was serving tables, I said, "Oh, I'll be back lickety split," and I walked away, and I was like, "What the hell did I just say? Lickety split? Are you stupid?" Like I'm like just like killing myself in my own mind for like saying lickety split. Like what are we doing? It was
Gee Willikers.
yeah,
Be
dude.
back in a jiff.
Look, that was like 2012. So what are we, 13 years ago? I still think about it. I'm like, I wonder if those people say lickety split to each other and then laugh because that one stupid server said it that one time.
I love it.
Ugh.
Lickety split.
But can I just say for a second that you and Kyle are like the freaking dream team when commentating. Like the way you guys like bounce off each other and like it's just so entertaining. I think I could literally, you know how like a lot of racing commentators, they also like commentate like track and field and like I could listen to you and Kyle commentate literally anything and I think I would be perfectly fine with it. Like you guys could commentate concrete drawing at Solo Nationals and I would actually find it entertaining.
Oh, thank you. I
It was
wish
good.
I like aspire someday to hopefully work with Kyle like real world professionally regularly.
I
'Cause
think there's
I
some
have so
magic
I,
there.
yeah, I don't even it's not even cringy to listen back to me. It doesn't even feel like me. I just like enjoy listening. The same
Yeah.
same as what you said.
Yeah.
It's
It's just
cool.
good. It's good. I hope there's somebody in a powerful position somewhere that goes like, I like the energy of those two. And then like they just let you guys commentate some drawing concrete or something. Like it's just like,
I'll say Grid Life, I'm still available.
yeah. Well, seriously, like the one Grid Life event that you guys did, like I just had that. Normally I have the broadcast on and then like I'll just like notice that I'm not paying attention to it and then just kind of turn it off. But I forget what weekend it was that you were commentating, but like I found that I just had it on the whole time from like beginning to end, just playing. I had to like plug in my phone at one point because I just had it playing the whole day, just like background, just like I knew when to look at the screen just from you and Kyle talking. Like I knew when it was important for me to see like what's happening on the screen opposed to like I'm getting enough information just listening. I don't know. It's just good. It's good. I feel
Yeah,
like
thanks.
I feel like that's how most people consume content anyways, is they're doing something with the thing playing in the background, and then every once in a while they have to like know when to look at it. And I feel like effective content is they kind of cue you into when to pay attention.
That's a good point, actually. I was going to say something else. Well, let me say that first. So, never mind. So the like, I guess movie industry. I'm not sure what to call it. They always say audio. You know this saying that the audio is the most important thing,
Yeah.
like for a movie or for a TV show or whatever. Like if the audio is not good, people aren't going to watch it. Same as podcasts. Like if our audio sucked, I
It,
guarantee you we'd have a meaningfully lower audience base,
absolutely. Yeah.
which was like your goal from day one. Like who cares what the podcast is, it just has to sound okay.
Yep.
Um, but what I was gonna say about Kyle is his girlfriend got rear-ended in her car. Like she had an actual accident. She's completely fine. It was a minor thing, but she had an accident during the race while we were on the air. And he was a little quieter, but I had no idea. He was like working with her for a second. The cameras kept switching angles. Like he
And
was
dude,
giving me
that's
stuff to
wild.
talk about. Like no one even knew. And then he's like, "Yeah, my sorry, I've been MIA for a second. My girlfriend got hit in an accident, and I just had to like talk to her for a
So
minute." I'm like,
you
"Damn,
told,
he's so good at this."
dude, you told me after the race uh that Kyle had to attend to his girlfriend because she was in a minor car accident, and that was like the only hiccup of the race. And I was like waiting for it to happen, like while I was watching it, and I literally didn't notice until he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I've been dealing with this," and I'm like, I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Like if Kyle would have never said anything, I'd have been like, "I thought Tom said there was a hiccup."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, yeah, that was a good time. I can't wait for the next one. Um, I think the Daytona 24 and iRacing is gonna kind of mess up when the next one can be. I'm trying to pull up a calendar.
Yeah, I think
So
we're probably gonna end up looking at, like, the early February range, but
yeah, well,
it'll be in the Discord.
when's
You'll have
the
plenty of
when's
notice.
the race? Is it the 17th and 18th is iRacing?
Correct.
Why couldn't we do the 24th and 25th? Is there something happening that weekend?
You wanna do back-to-back full 24-hour and then another event? I
Oh,
know you do, but
absolutely, yeah. I mean, what else am
I
I
think
gonna
give
do that
people a
weekend?
break. I think give people a break.
Well, the reason why I want to do that is because then we could do another one in February. We could do three. Because
Or we could do one beginning of February, one, like, beginning of March.
yeah, but March people are already like they're already like up and
Yeah,
going.
true.
So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll do our best, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna have a whole weekend to recover or a whole work week to recover from the Daytona 24, and then we get to do our thing. So
Those with significant others, well, you included, but those with significant others,
yeah,
let
wait a
us know.
second. All
Uh,
right. Do you wanna jump into some questions?
yeah, I couldn't think of anything else from this week but the sim race, so yeah,
Yeah.
let's do some
Okay.
questions. We had some good ones.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to pick out the first one?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, I asked if you wanted to pick out the first one. Oh yeah.
I know, but
Sorry.
something else
Yeah, yeah.
first.
Something else has to happen. Okay. Emails.
Nice. Okay, this one's from Lena. We have 2 really good, I think, conversational ones here. So, Lena asked, "What's up, fam? We're at the near the end of the year, and I was reflecting on my year of racing in 2025. Looking back, I hit all my goals that I had set out for this year, finishing in the top 10 consistently, a couple of podiums and endurance races, and making sure to appreciate and enjoy the time with my racing family. My question is, even after hitting all my goals, I feel like I am looking ahead like we do on track and not taking the time to celebrate and appreciate reaching these milestones and always shooting for the next goal. Do you find yourself doing the same thing? And how do you make sure to find time to appreciate and see how far you've made it? Thanks and always love your hair. Hope you win."
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah. I feel like I do that 100%. Where it never actually feels like you hit the goal because the goalposts are just moving constantly. Like as you get closer to that goal, there's like another goal after that, so the goalposts like move. Um, I don't think that's a bad thing, and I'll give an explanation why I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, there's probably pros and cons. So there could be a discussion on that, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing because it just keeps you moving. It keeps like the progress going. You have like little checkpoints, which is these goals. Like maybe the checkpoint, quote unquote, was a lofty goal at some point, and then but as you've progressed and you've gotten better, or like you're further into your motorsports journey, you get to that thing and it doesn't seem as daunting as it was before because you like knocked off all these like little steps to get there, and then once you're there you're like, ah, okay, I'm there. And we should take that, like that oh, I guess I'm here now. uh we should take that like almost a non-happening event as what that next goal will feel like when we get there. So we should be less daunted by that goal because we're just going to take all these little steps, just a long, a consistent effort over a long period of time. And when we get to that goal, it's going to feel very much the same, but that's fine because we have another thing to chase. The bad thing is if you never take time to reflect on what the journey was to get there. And I think focusing on the journey is the important part. Not necessarily that you got there, but just what it took to get there. Maybe the potential sacrifices, uh, the you know the the things that we were doing well, the things that we could improve on to get to that goal, stuff like that. To me, like the reflection on the journey is more important than the reflection on like the destination itself.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying 100%. I thought of it more as like an anecdote thing. So I think I've actually gotten pretty good at this. So while you were talking, I was thinking about why. And I agree that the center of that, it maybe not the most glamorous answer, but the reality is once you reach those goals, nothing's really that different. And I think I've gotten really good at appreciating as things are happening because I have learned to acknowledge that a little bit. When you win your first national championship, let's say that's been your goal, you win. Daily life doesn't change, right? Not really meaningfully. There's nothing that immediately happens like a haircut. Like you get a haircut and you look different. There's literally nothing like that.
Yeah,
Um, so maybe being able to know that or at least have that thought in the back of your head while you're chasing your goals is productive because you're not getting your this
it
is
ta-
so easy to take negatively, but you're taking it basically like being able to acknowledge that like nothing's really that different, but then when I really like I take a moment and I think about how proud I am of the work I did and the I love to relive watching the lap back or watching the stream back or like whatever. Like I indulge myself in those things, but those are the things that once you've realized like nothing's really going to change, like the moment is the best part of it.
yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
I often take moments like when I'm at solo nationals and I'm standing next to that Lotus, for example, like knowing in those moments to take the moment to be like, damn, this is so cool, or this is such a cool opportunity, or whatever it may be. I don't know how you have that perspective without going through it a couple times because it's something I got better at for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of sunk in for me when I got to get into pro racing, um, because I never felt like I should have been there, but I ended up being able to get there. And being on grid, I'm not like a patriotic person, but every national anthem you're lined up along the IMSA grid, for example, after a couple years, that never got old. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm standing here. I'm one of the drivers lined up and I get to get in that like all of those
Yeah, yeah,
moments,
yeah.
I can remember like really reveling in. But that was after years of other event stuff that I wasn't paying attention in the moment, and it was just stressed all the time. And even after those, there are events that I'm stressed all the time, and I'm not taking the moment. But
So I
maybe
guess,
maybe think about that
yeah,
as you're
I guess the advice would be is like as so like Lena, the advice you could take away from that, and Tom's helped me with this in the past. Like when I got to go do the arrive and drive thing with Winding Road Racing, Tom was like, just soak it in, just try to remember everything, just like try to be like as much in the moment as possible. That and sometimes we lose track of that because like it's just this long burn to get to some of these goals, right? And when we're finally at the destination of that goal, like happening or maybe potentially happening, sometimes we're still in that churn and we don't actually take note to be present in what we're doing. Uh, and we can kind of lose track of that a little bit. And I think I've learned this a lot from you, Tom, is to be like present in that like motorsports moment. Because you're right, those moments are that's better than crossing the goal off. Honestly, it's just be like being in that moment, whether you didn't get it or you did get it. Like being in that moment is like more fruitful than like actually like crossing the thing off the list.
And having the memory of that moment or those types of moments will last longer than the like the it's what said differently. It's actually the thing that brings back remembering that you accomplished that goal,
Yeah,
because that's the moment that you're appreciating it while it's happening. If you didn't do that, it's much harder to look back and say how you felt because things were, washed over you, I guess,
yeah.
so quickly. But um, the other thing, cheesy answer, but we used to do this a lot. We should do it more still. At the end of a race weekend or of an event or whatever, especially if you're hanging out with your friends at the very end or at dinner after, whatever, you can play peaks and valleys. Remember peaks and valleys?
Hmm.
So you just go around the circle and you share your peak from the weekend or the event, and you share your valley from the weekend. And it sounds super cheesy, but it always ends up with like the best stories and laughs and like carrying on. And
It's cool too.
half the time you don't even finish.
Yeah,
Like not everyone even goes, but
it's cool too because you get to see what that weekend or that event or whatever it was, what it meant to your friends as well. Because sometimes it's easy to lose track of like, oh, this weekend was awesome for you because of this thing.
yep.
That would be easy to lose track of. And if you didn't have that like, intentional conversation at the end of the event. I agree. We should do that more. Um,
I guess we do it, the two of us on this every week, but in
yeah,
general, you can just think about it on your drive home even. You don't have to you could call someone or just think about it yourself.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think also a little bit of a cheat code to being more present at these milestones is, and I need to get better at this. I'm fine with the video, but I need to take more pictures. I hardly take any pictures when I'm at things. And I'm always jealous when you have just pictures of like cars you've driven or like a picture from the event or something. And especially like, these photo apps are getting a lot better at like feeding you relevant memories from like the past. And my memories are basically just pictures of my cat because I don't really take pictures of anything else. But I should take pictures of other stuff because I would get fed those pictures, and it's almost like going through an old drawer, like every day or every other day when it feeds you a picture of like, hey, remember that time you did that thing? Like,
Yeah.
I should take more pictures because the app will feed me those memories that I will appreciate years down the road.
Do you wish you were in the photos?
Yeah,
Do you wish you were one of those like selfie people? You're walking around the event
maybe,
getting selfies of
or maybe just like, hey, can you take a picture of us and like get like a
yeah.
like I always think like Peter always gets a picture of me and him in the car like after nationals. And uh anytime like I was looking through some of those before this year's nationals. I was looking through some of those photos that, Peter would just have us take. And it's like cool to see the journey. Like, oh, here's me and Peter's first nationals together and here's this and that. And like you see it and you appreciate those pictures so much more down the road than you ever would in that moment. Uh, and I think we should be trying to like lean on the technology that exists to help us appreciate those moments like down the road and have like those memories linger on longer than they would otherwise. And I think pictures are a good way to do that.
Yep. Also, I dog sat Eric's dog Senna from Thursday to Saturday before this, over this past weekend.
Yeah.
I was with him for like 50 hours maybe, and I have like at least one picture per hour of him. There's like 50 pictures in my phone. So I get it. it's just a picture of a dog. The whole
Yeah. So
nothing
your
else.
phone's gonna be like, hey, remember this? And it's gonna be like Senna, like just laying on a couch. Like, and that's all it will be.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
Also, this funny story. So Eric has like a corner of his yard where Senna goes to the bathroom, or I guess Senna has a corner of his yard. But that's where I kept throwing the frisbee. So I kept noticing this dog would like run up to the corner and then like run around it or like tippy toe. And like he was acting kind of weird sometimes. And then one time he came back up to me and it was like soiled slightly and he didn't want to chase it anymore. And I didn't want to throw it anymore. So I realized I need to rotate my, 90 degrees and throw it not into that corner. So
You
he's
know,
not dodging landmines the whole time.
Senna's such a nice dog. He literally brought it to you, even though it was like covered in poop.
Yeah.
And he's like, that is disgusting. I'm not touching that anymore. And then Tom's like, oh my God, that is disgusting. I'm not touching that anymore either. But at least he brought it to you so you understood the situation.
Yep. He's like,
Yeah.
look what you did.
Look what you did. Now you got to live in it. If he could, he would have rubbed your nose in it.
Yep, 100%. And I know I already told you this story, but dude, animals are so smart.
Yeah,
I
they
was trying
definitely
to put
are.
his collar on or his harness on the wrong way. I told you this story not on the podcast, right?
Yeah, not on the podcast.
Okay, so I was trying to put his harness on the wrong way. It was one of those like chest and front leg harnesses, and it was upside down. And every time I go to put it over his neck, he would back away. Like, what do you do? Like, come on, you shit! Like, and then I flipped it around, and he let me put it on like right away. And I was thinking, like, how many human beings would have let you try to put a coat on them wrong for like 5-10 minutes? This dog watched me trying to do it once, and he's like, "Nope, that's not how it goes."
Well, I'm imagining if it was a kid, the kid would just let you put it on wrong and then just live with it, right?
Yep.
But the dog's like, no, come on, you got this. Like the dog,
Right.
the dog never stopped believing in you, Tom.
He didn't. He's like, "You'll figure it out. Come on, dumbass.
I
Let's go."
believe, dumbass.
So that was also my fun for the weekend besides the race.
Did we
Let's
answer?
go.
Did we answer everything for Lena?
I think so. Yeah, I think it boils down to basically the question was meeting your goals, learning to practice appreciating while it's happening, or honestly, just learning to appreciate where you are all the time means that you will always have done that when you reach your goals.
Yeah,
That's like the next level, most cheesiest answers.
it
Like,
really is.
take
I
the
mean,
time to appreciate what we get to do.
if anybody's ever taken any time and tried to practice any kind of meditation, you'll know that like being present is actually like it's actually a learned skill, and it's like way harder than you think it would be.
Especially in this holiday season. So many presents.
Wow.
That was a reach. Go ahead.
I had to cycle to the trombone button just for that, Tom.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Funny.
deserve that one.
You want to ask the next question?
Yeah, I can ask the next question. Just moving on. All right. So Devin from Hooked on Driving says, what can be done to make motorsport more accessible and more interesting for more people? How do we combat the misconceptions around what it takes to get started and how to participate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Ooh, fun game. Okay. Good question. But to start the answer, what do you think some misconceptions that need to be combated are? We're talking basically getting to motorsports events of any kind.
Yeah. Well, probably like I'm trying to think of like general public when they're like, you could take your car on a racetrack. Probably one misconception is that you can't do that, or it needs to be a race car, or that you need a special license to do it. Right. So those are all
100%.
those are
Yep.
all misconceptions. I need certain modifications on my car. To some extent, you kind of do, or at least you should. Like brakes and brake fluid. Like then you're good. It literally doesn't matter what else. Well, maybe to a point. Some cars overheat, but to me, those are probably I need to modify my car to be able to go on the racetrack. Like for instance, Tom, before I ever autocrossed, I made sure that my car had lowering springs on it because I was like, I need lowering springs on my car before I autocross. And I went there and I was in a different class and I was getting smoked by people without lowering springs. Because I don't know why it was in my head that I needed lowering springs on my Honda Civic before I went to the autocross. I could have went the whole time. I don't know why I had to like wait to get like springs and sway bars on my car. That doesn't make any sense in hindsight, but in the moment, it totally made sense to me.
Yeah. Uh, right. I have the first one I think of is that you'd have to try to be good at it right away. I think that's a misconception.
Yeah.
And I think that that misconception is put on people from the people who gatekeep motorsports. I don't mean that antagonistically, but like there are people who trend towards gatekeeping motorsports by telling them they might need modifications. Uh, but more so, like I mean, more groups than not try to instill, to sound like Hayward Wagner for a second, that you have to be good at it right away, and that's the main goal. And I think hooking people on the recreation of it, the fun of it,
Mhm.
is a wider net. But then you can't only have it be that way, or you have the Nurburgring. You need to have it where the fundamentals of how it works are the only thing you need to know. And then once it's got the hook through the cheek, the information to get better is already right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like if you go to an
How do you
autocross
do
and the
that though?
novice walk, we've talked about this. So but if you go to an autocross and the novice walk is all about how to get through the course
Yeah,
fast,
yeah, 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 yeah.
that doesn't
Dude,
make any sense. If the
no,
first
I
novice
hate that.
classroom is they go through the flags and passing, but also like the line and apexes and da 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 da. Like
Don't.
you don't even have them yet. They're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You just got to make it where they understand how it works and it's easy to have fun. And then that's going to hook way more people than the like, here's how everything you got to try to be better. You got to try this, da, da, da,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
think
I
you're
agree.
perfect at. When you're right seating, you told that story of riding with um um
Byron.
um Byron. Thank you. Like you were making it fun and you taught him the basics, and from then on, he was hooked, and you could help him get better.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta hook them first. And no, like, I can't imagine if I was trying to play a video game. Can you imagine if you like fired up a video game, Tom, and somebody's explaining to you what you're doing wrong the moment you start playing it? That would be a terrible experience.
Yeah.
That would be a nobody would want to play that game.
Nope. It's like the people who or even like a board game, but they love the board game too much and they get so
Yeah, yeah,
excited.
yeah,
And
yeah.
instead of explaining the rules, they explain the way the game
Should
you
be
can like
played or
strategize
the
it and how you
meta
play it.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah. So it would make sense. Like, you should buy Park Palace in the Monopoly game or whatever, but actually it makes more sense to buy up the whatever. I don't know Monopoly, but like, if it's just like, can I just buy my apartments and like pass go and get $100?
Yeah.
Yay. Like everyone has to start at like some kind of baseline. Like I'm just having fun with the thing. And then they can get hooked into the competition. And look, this came from somebody when I first started autocrossing, I did not show up to be like a competitor. I just showed up to have fun with my car. And this is somebody who came from like competitive esports where like I thrived on competition. Like the more my heart felt like it was beating out of my chest and like like the stakes couldn't be higher and I'm holding a controller in my hands and like that's what I was living for. When I went to autocross, I wasn't there for competition. I was just there to have
Yeah.
fun with my car.
I also think I don't know if I don't have an answer for how to do this, but my thing would be try to course correct when people get bad advice. And sometimes I'll do that later. Like if I see someone getting bad advice in a conversation at a racetrack, for example, like you need to have this done to your car, or you should be doing this, or you should think about it this
Yeah.
way, and I disagree with the advice. I'm not big on like confrontation, so I don't usually speak up, but
No.
if I can, I'll maybe say something to the person after and like make sure they hear my perspective and maybe try to like course correct why I think that was bad advice, which I think a lot of our group's pretty good at. Like our friends are people that I know, to not be like, well, you need this, and this before you go. I think in general, we have a pretty much like go do it and then see what you learn type approach. But
Yeah.
if you see somebody getting advice that's maybe not in that vein, I firmly believe that's the healthiest way to give people advice. But if you disagree, that's fine. If you see someone, if you agree with me and you're seeing someone get advice otherwise, basically restrictive or
That's tricky though.
limiting or gatekeeping style advice? Like,
Yeah, it's tricky though because like it's not black and white of like where that
right,
advice
right.
is wrong or right or like and unless you see something that's like blatantly wrong. But if it could live in the gray area, and this is the tricky part, is like knowing that it's like, it could be either or depending on context or this or that or whatever. I wouldn't correct on that stuff. Um, but
That's true.
if you hear like somebody go like always break in a straight line, and then it's like, well, actually, like
Appropriate.
I know I see
Oh,
Ryan's
TJ's
gif in
on the
there.
screen twice now.
Well, actually, if you know what
No,
that gif is,
I don't think I said that correctly. So what I'm getting at more is if you see let me reframe it. So if you see somebody who seems to have a limited mindset, a limiting mindset, or uh, a mindset that maybe has had some influence of the gatekeepers in it when they
yeah.
talk, help course correct that with them.
What is
So
some
like I wouldn't enter this event until I got my X on the car.
yeah. Okay, okay.
That the stuff that stops people from starting is what I more meant.
Yeah,
Not so
okay,
much
that makes sense.
not so much disagreeing with somebody else's opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like, oh, I wouldn't go to a national event until this or whatever, or oh,
Yeah.
until your top 10 in packs at your local. The national event's a waste of time. It just, yeah, correct on that stuff. Absolutely.
Yep.
Just be like, hey, if you want to go, go. I think it's a great experience. And then you won't know if it's for you until you go try it because it is personal. It is whatever. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, don't go to a racetrack until you autocross for a season or whatever." It's like, if you want to go to a racetrack, go to a racetrack. If like if you want to go do it, do the thing. Shouldn't because sometimes you have people, hold on, I'm going off on a tangent.
Go for it.
Sometimes you'll people be like, oh, if you want to go race cars and all you have is autocross experience, maybe do track days for a year and then you can do time attack for a year and then you can go maybe race like wheel to wheel. And it's like, you just wasted 2 years. Why don't you just go do the thing? Like right away, just go do the thing. Like don't waste time on it. Get comfortable in a car on a track, go to comp school, like drive within your means. How else do you think you're going to get better at the thing that you actually want to do other than doing the thing? Doing things that are like remotely related to that thing isn't like, yeah, maybe it can like ease the transition into the thing. But if you're dead set on like, this is where I'm going to end up, then just go there. Don't waste your time doing other stuff. Just go to the thing.
What do you think about somebody who gets there and realizes they're over their head?
That's perfectly fine too. Then take a step back. Like for example, my first time on a racetrack, I crashed my car and I went, maybe I'm going to do autocross for a little while until I'm a little bit better at this driving stuff. And then I eventually went back to the racetrack once I felt like, okay, I don't feel like I'm going to be in it like impending danger or damage to my car if I take it on a racetrack because I feel like I have an idea of this driving stuff. I was like, full on Dunning Kruger, like, well, I've played Forza, woo, wall. Ah, shit. I'm not very good at this. I'm not even entirely sure why I spun, which is like its own issue. Maybe I need to get better at this stuff, right? So just be honest. But what if I went to the racetrack and it was like, oh, this just clicks for me, and like I totally understand this, and obviously I'm not very good at this, but or I had the financial means to maybe crash a car every once in a while and be fine and get that racetrack experience, right?
Yeah.
Like that was my main. I was like, I can't keep crashing cars. Like I won't be able to afford this, right? So that's why I was like, okay, I can't do the racetrack. It wasn't, oh, I shouldn't go to the racetrack. I crashed and it was scary. It was, oh, I crashed and it was really expensive. Can't
Yeah.
do that again.
Can't do that again.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it like an off track thing. When I put my like event organizer cap on, I think making sure that your customer service stuff. Like I answer this question this way because Devin owns Hooked on Driving, a franchise, so it's like he's putting on events. Motorsports is really complicated if you don't know what's going on. So having people who have like it goes back to my kart track days when someone walked in the door, they don't even know where to go. Like it just someone says hi from the counter, it tells you to like, oh, I go this way and
Yeah.
I talk to
Yeah.
that person first. Like applying that sort of customer service, quote unquote, like helpful mentality, whatever, to make it as simple as possible, which I think a lot of old school organizations do a very poor job of.
It
And the
just
smaller the org, the better they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually.
Even just finding the registration tent. Like
Yeah.
one thing, not to put you guys on blast, Hook on Driving Mid Atlantic, but you guys kind of just assumed that people knew where registration was and where the classrooms were. If you've never been to
Yeah.
VIR,
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, how would you know where those things are? Like maybe put like Google pin drops that like would take somebody there in the thing, or like have the email have pin drops. And maybe the email had pin drops. Maybe I didn't quite look at the email as closely as I would, but just something where it's like, here's registration, click on that, and maps will take you there. Or here's like, especially at a racetrack, because like who knows where it is. Um, yeah, signs would work as well. Like just oh, Ryan said it was in the emails.
Well,
Yeah, I
well,
got.
so, but that aside, this is to say there's stuff off track too that you can make it. Whether you own the organization or not, if you see people that don't know what they're doing, if you're like pretty invested in motorsports and you like the fact that more people are going to keep it
Yeah,
going and that kind of thing, like you can contribute to this. There are people who are honestly, my dad's a great example, but there are so many people I can think of that are like basically just cheerleaders for the activity,
yeah,
right? Like my dad just liked going to autocross to give people rides and show them how it worked, and like he would just like there's a person in his seat every single time. And
yeah.
I'm the dick in the corner that's like trying too hard and doesn't take passengers because I want to like get my clean run
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
you're like spraying your tires and checking tire
Yeah.
pressures, and somebody comes up and goes, "Hey, man, I love your car," and you turn around and go, "It's not mine," and then you just go back to the thing that you were doing.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh shit, I've been clocked. Damn. Dang.
uh,
Okay, so yes, be more like my dad than like me.
my
Hey, do as I say, not as I do.
your
But
like that person that your dad is like in every successful region. My person was Mark Summers. Rest in peace, Mark Summers. When I went to my first autocross event, he didn't tell me how to do anything or be good or like this is how you read the course or whatever. He was just like, "Hey, let me know if you need anything. Like here's some tape for your numbers on your card. You need help doing that and all this stuff." And he just made me feel like I was welcomed at the thing, right?
yeah.
And that's more important than like here's how you navigate the course.
Dang, that's a great memory. If you're listening to this, think about who that person was for you. Like, take a second. I can't think of who it was. I think I was too young and too anxious. The closest I can think is Dave Santel, but I don't remember meeting him the first time. I don't remember him being like that for me. I just remember we became friends
Yeah.
and then we were friends. But I was 16, so
Yeah. Think
I
about
wasn't aware. I don't
yeah,
know.
no, teenage brain just like freaking just wigging out. Just
Yeah.
has no idea what's happening all the time, but understands that everything's the most important thing ever. So that's where Tom's brain was.
Wait, what?
Yep.
What's the most important thing ever?
When you're a teenager, everything is the most important thing ever. Everything.
Well, yeah, especially you. Like I mean,
What?
show me a teenager that's not
Oh, I get what
show
you
me
mean.
teenagers that's not fairly self-absorbed. Like they just there's so much going on in their head.
Yeah, like they think that their life is the most chaotic or like the most in need of assistance, uh, not realizing that everyone feels the same way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to think like in a full circle, are there any other misconceptions or like accessibility type things? I mean, it because it was announced today, like the pricing of Hoosiers and stuff, like the pricing of stuff in general drives me nuts. So I think if you're able to influence it, try to keep it so that you have a variety of like economic groups involved. That's just a personal perspective I have, but I've already talked about how I think that adds more.
Uh, Maybe make your spec tire
Hey, what do you think
Shampiro
about
Shampiro SX2s.
do you see GLGT is Spec Toyo RR now or R?
I did see that.
The slick, quote unquote slick?
Is that the one that the Spec 3 was on?
Yes.
Okay. I seem
I'm
to
curious how
remember
people who are into GLGT think about that.
I
Go ahead.
seem to remember that that tire was having like delamination issues.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So how's that going to work on
Allegedly.
like a allegedly? I don't know look, this is the podcast where DJ gets everything wrong, so maybe it's great. Um, but how's that gonna work with like 500 horsepower like heavy GLGT cars?
I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I actually don't mind it. I think no, first of all, I don't have a horse in the race, so who cares what I think? But it's interesting to watch Toyo go from like spec class to spec class to spec class because I think they just got dropped out of a handful of classes in NASA, so they probably wanted some more market share or something, and
Mm, yeah,
GLGT
maybe.
was available.
Maybe. I wonder what
But
the tire size. I mean, obviously they must have enough tire sizes where Grid Life was like, yeah, that's an acceptable option.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder if that's. I hope they're cheaper than like all the fancy tires they were allowed then. Anyway, if you're in GLGT, let us know what you think.
yeah, I'm
I
curious what
haven't
your
really heard
take would
about
be.
anybody thoughts. Was there anything else from PRI, guys? We didn't go to PRI. Was there
Yeah,
anything that we?
the only thing that I heard was like Hoosier stuff. Was there anything else? Did we miss like the audience in here needs to like catch us up?
We were planning the sim race. Oh, we did have one more question actually. Kelsey just reminded me, but you want to do one more quick question?
Yeah.
How long we've been going?
Yeah. No, we're good for another question. Kelsey said AIM is releasing all new Smarty cams. Are they going to be finally like 60 FPS, not 1080p, like higher than that? No. Okay. Jesus. That's funny. What's new about him, Kelsey? Do you know? Oh my goodness. Okay, do you want to ask the question and we'll come back to Kelsey giving us a brain dump?
Yep, it's related. Somebody in our general Discord chat asked earlier today about cameras, but I thought it's a good topic for the podcast.
Yeah.
Somebody said, let me find it. For those who do sprint/endurance racing, this is from MP Spearer. For those who do sprint/endurance racing and require in-car video, what's your current setup and do you like it? I have a lot of problems with my GoPro this past weekend, and I'm looking for other options for next year.
It-
My opinion is actually from a like my exposure mostly being like coaching and not necessarily owning the car, Smarty Cam. It's the only one that usually if there's a problem with the video, it's my fault. If the otherwise, it's like it works, the quality, who gives a shit? Just like it's gonna give you the tool. And it seems to basically take care of itself in a way that all the other cameras can't. But I know that that's like the most expensive and obnoxious
It's
like
the most
opinion.
expensive and it's 1080p 30 FPS. It just feels like a
So
yeah, it just feels like a bad way to like capture that thing that you were doing because it's so low quality. It's like so it's like it's mostly fine in the moment, but for anything future, like if you put a 1080p video on a 4K TV, it looks like crap.
so if you could take you either have a GoPro, I'll let you answer the actual question, but if you have a GoPro or a Smarty Cam with maybe the acknowledgement that like a GoPro and a Smarty Cam is ideal because then you have high quality and reliable,
Yeah, that would be nice,
and you've only spent a couple more $100.
but
How much Chipotle
well,
could you possibly
well,
need?
so like a smarty. So look, in order for like a smarty cam to work, you can have it where it's just a smarty cam. But then if you're gonna spend smarty cam money, which is like over $1,000 for a 1080p camera at 30 FPS, just even saying that makes me mad. Uh, you kind of also want like the telemetry and data to go with it. So you'll probably need at least a Solo 2 DL. That's $600, right? So now we're $1,600 in to
Yeah,
have
fair. Good point.
your speed and the thing. But that's a nice setup, right? For just like data analysis, it's fine. But if you're trying to capture memories reliably, all my favorite GLTC races, my GoPro just like shit the bed, and I don't have any of them. I have the last lap of my second GLTC win. Explain that to me. What did I reach back and hit record on the camera during the last lap? No, that was the only thing that saved. That makes no freaking sense. It recorded the whole race, and then when it was done, it just said, "Man, last lap, whatever." So, so it would be great if I had like the Smarty Cam because I don't. as far as I know, anytime I've been in a car with Smarter Cam, it recorded all of the laps that I did, and it was perfectly reliable.
Yeah.
There's got to be an option out there that can at least do 2K video capture at 60 FPS. Uh, that is reliable. That just turns on when your car turns on. I know some people are modding, uh, like GoPro Hero Force. There's like a thing you plug into it, and it will automatically record when the car gets turned on. It like goes off ignition timing. That's like a thing that exists out there. But that's a Hero 4. That's like a 10-year-old camera, and it's like better quality than the Smarty Cam video. But and that might be as reliable, but like why can't we just have like a plug and play option? Like why isn't there anybody challenging the Smarty Cam market? Like where you at, Racebox? Like Racebox has like the really nice data stuff, but like just have a camera come out. There's like $50 action cameras on Amazon that have like a better video than a Smarty Cam.
Yeah. When he asked this question, a couple people chimed in. Gavin said, "Our Lord and Savior Insta360," and then Kevin Goo said, "DJI Osmo Action 4," which I'm pretty sure my dad also uses for all of his camera stuff. Um, I always hear of these two as like good options relative to a GoPro, and I don't know if that's like the Android effect where people are just like proud of the different item that they have. No reaction to
Apparently,
that.
oh, sorry, I was reading the chat, Tom. So, uh,
I was coming for you, and you weren't even paying attention.
yeah,
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is a team
No, I
effort.
don't know
Team
if
effort.
that's like a I don't know if that's like an Android symptom, kinda like, I like this better, but I don't know if it's actually better. I've not used these 2, that's what I'm getting at. I think I've heard almost universally good things about both, though, especially the DJI one.
Yeah. Well, also the 360, that whole apparently that's just a really nice like ecosystem of things. I haven't used it firsthand, but I think his name is Martin. It's just there's a lot of consonants in there, and but in the middle of it it says Martin. So Martin in the chat uh says that his Hero 12, his GoPro Hero 12 does that, and you install special firmware. So maybe that like you basically like hack the GoPro to just be a better camera essentially. That's a thing that
Yeah.
exists. I don't
If
know,
you can if you're literate with that kinda stuff, great. That,
but
like, loses me so
yeah, but
fast.
I'm still gonna rage until it exists. Uh why isn't there just an easy button option that doesn't cost $1,000? Make it cost 500. There's still plenty of margin in there. Like there's got to be somebody. Come on, guys. We got a large audience of smart people. There's got to be a single person out there that can just beat aim on their freaking Smarty Cam business. Like, what are we doing? Because then they have to come down in price, and like the competition is gonna brew up like innovation. The space has been so dead
Yeah,
forever.
maybe, but the fact that it doesn't exist tells, like, from a logical perspective, says that it's way harder than you think.
Maybe
I
I
think
don't
you're at the
know.
you might be at the peak of Mount Stupid right now,
Maybe I
looking over the
mean,
cliff.
yeah.
I'm
It's the
kidding, I'm
the
kidding.
view is great from up here, Tom.
I agree with you, but then I completely forgot that a Smarty Cam isn't standalone. It needs the AIM system to go into. It will I guess it will film
It will film, but it's
if you
just
hit go. So what I'm talking about is a Smarty Cam integrated in where you don't have to hit start.
what would be great, yeah, if it's integrated with the data, it's just like, oh, you're about to do some laps. Let me record that, right?
Yeah,
Like that would be great. It's like you turn the car on, and the moment it starts moving, it goes, I'm going to start recording. Not when you turn the car on. I want it to start recording when I move, and then I want it to stop recording when I stop for, I don't know. You can adjust the time, but if I'm stopped for like 5 minutes, it just goes, oh, we're done here. And then it turns off, and it makes the file, and the file's easy to export out of the car via Wi-Fi,
yeah.
right?
What you said earlier about, are you capturing memories or are you using a tool? That's actually a really great question to ask yourself when you're shopping for this stuff, because if you just want, for example, DJ and I in the past year and a half have both bought helmet cameras because we just wanted to capture some memories and some content potentially and have
Yep.
a cool angle. If that's not your style, if you don't care, like I'm thinking the perfect example right now is like Luke McGrew. Does Luke McGrew give a shit if his camera is at like the most highest quality possible and it's like capturing his memory, or does he just want it to like turn on when I drive my car?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a turn on when I drive my car kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think like he always has his cameras and he like it always have his video. That
Look,
kind of if you're that kind of person, do the effort to make sure that you have that set up in that way. If you're looking for the memories, the helmet camera, like I have a GoPro 11 Mini. Yours is also a GoPro something Mini, right?
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know what they call it. It's just
But think about
it's
that.
the
It's like a
smallest
prerequisite
GoPro.
to buy.
It's the smallest
Yeah, to
GoPro you
buy.
can buy.
Picture what you're excited to have.
And the reason I went with that one is because it was $100 on Facebook Marketplace.
Hard to beat.
Yeah. If I had like $500 laying around, I would get the Insta360 3S because it's super tiny. Can record at 60 FPS, 2K. And it's because it's super tiny. I can it can be on my helmet, and I won't bump it into stuff when I'm moving around. Right now, the GoPro sometimes bumps into stuff.
There's an influx of organizations that will not allow a helmet camera. So think about that too.
Yeah,
I think that's like an FIA directive for safety.
I mean, I get it.
I do too.
If you
Yeah,
hit something hard enough, that camera's going to be a like a pressure point to like break through the shell of the helmet. So,
exactly.
yep,
So if you never want to be told to take your helmet camera off, don't buy a helmet camera.
yeah. Luckily, the camera, if I am told that and I'm on grid, with the Boss visor cam mount thing, I could literally just take it off like and throw it in the passenger seat within like 5 seconds. So
Yep.
I haven't been told that yet though. I'm waiting for it.
I haven't either. Yeah, maybe it's just a spooky. Careful, there's gonna happen.
I mean, so look, if all of a sudden, if I have my funeral and there's a GoPro mounted backwards in my skull, then you know what happened.
He died doing what he loved.
I
Wanna
loved it.
see?
Death by GoPro.
Yeah. All right. How
Uh,
much time? Do we have one more? Do we have time for one more? Or are we at an hour and a half? I think we're close.
we can do
right?
one more. Are you removing these off the pin? Because I kind of haven't been.
I can right now.
Okay. Well, I'm
Go
also
ahead and
going to
read
do it.
Brian's question because he is our last one.
Brian.
Ryan.
Brian.
Spicy Cat.
I'm looking. Oh, he says, now that the One Lap of America route is official, can you
Oh.
tell us what the essentials for One Lap of America packing are? So what do we absolutely need to bring into limited sports car space?
We are undoubtedly going to talk about this again, but seeing that we're 6 months out, let's do like a 6 month. What should you think about right now for one lap? Because it's not everything. It's just like some long term stuff, right?
Okay.
First of all, the route is. Oh, let me get the route real quick. Hang on.
I got it. Oh wait, no, I don't. Sorry, I thought Jacob's
Do
link
something
was
else entertaining.
I'm dancing like a clown.
Dance monkey. All right. So the schedule is obviously tire rack start and finish in Indianapolis or South Bend, Indiana. Excuse me. Then we go to I-29 Speedway in Iowa, which is also known as Mid America Motorplex, also known as Raceway Park of the Midlands. Then we go to Hallett Motor Racing Circuit in Oklahoma. Then we go to High Plains Raceway in Colorado, Julesburg Drag Strip in Colorado for the drag race. Then we go to Motorsports Park Hastings in Nebraska, up to Road America, stop at Slinger Speedway in Wisconsin as well. And then we go to Blackhawk Farms. So it's a little bit of a Western route. 6 months out, honestly, the first thing I think of is recon. And I'm in a privileged position where I've been with teammates who want to practice and they can afford to practice with the time and the money and the effort. But I think it's like half the fun. So if you can like plan one, maybe two tracks to like hit up before, you can hit whatever ones you want, the ones that are affordable, the ones that are available, the ones that are like billboard. I genuinely think it adds to the experience to
I
like
think it does too.
plan another trip, maybe two, to like do a little bit of practice because it's just fun to go to a track in like March or April.
It's fun to go to a track in preparation for something.
Exactly. So
It's more fun than just normally going to a racetrack, which is already fun.
yes. So that's the first thing I think of on like a 6-month out schedule. Like maybe look for what event is it feasible for me to go to? And if it's not, what else would you be thinking about right now? I mean, tire choice.
Maybe I don't know if there'll be much of a choice with the new Bridgestone coming out unless it's raining a lot.
So you gotta have to consider like, do we want to do the conservative route? Make sure, there's the more modern things are, there's all sorts of like tire overall diameter things to consider. Make sure the sizing is okay. Check the tire options. Basically, I think it's the Bridgestone, the Continental. Honestly, it's kind of those two, really. I mean, you can check the Yokohama, you can check the Michelin PS4S. Uh, what else? What else? The only other thing I can think of it this far out would be to roughly plan. Like you kind of have to make a choice. How much stuff do you want to bring? Is it worth considering a trailer? Is it worth considering
Yeah.
back? Like you can have a little tire trailer,
But
basically. That's
also,
about it.
it depends on what your car is. Like, if you're Andy Smedgard, you have to bring a trailer because you have to bring like an entire spare engine and other like
Yeah,
random stuff that like Andy somehow packs into a trailer.
a full shop. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so in the past, I was with Peter Lear and we were just in GT Porsches, which, has a decent amount of cargo space, but not that much. It wasn't like a sedan or anything. Uh, but helmets and driver stuff like is actually pretty bulky. Uh, and I also think that like
Yeah.
packing stuff into your helmet is a little annoying if that's like where it has to live. So ideally, you pack in a way where when it's time to drive, you just pull your driving stuff out and it's ready to go. Right?
That's a good suggestion. Maybe like pack your race gear into your car if you already have your car and just see how much space it takes up.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And then there you can budget out. Okay, how much stuff can I bring? I know with Peter, we just had like some space in the Cayman. We had a little bit of space in the back, uh, just in between the bumper and the engine, essentially. Uh, and and then we could slide stuff on the shelf that like was above the engine. And then we had the frunk, but like the frunk was like mostly tools and like or not tools, but like driving, like operating the car stuff.
Yeah.
And our suitcases was basically in the front. But our suitcases was just like I think we had like a pair of pants and rolled up t-shirts and like enough socks and underwear, and then like that was basically it. Um,
Yep.
Honestly, you don't need much more for that. You can bring like if you want nice clothes for like the final dinner or whatever, you could just leave those in your truck. You don't have to bring that stuff with you unless you drive the car to the thing. But then even
Right.
then you could just throw all that stuff in like your co-driver's car because you're not going to be taking both cars, right? But yeah, you can be creative with it. But what is your essentials, Tom? What is something that you would bring that maybe somebody else wouldn't bring because of limited space?
Some way to waterproof my stuff when it's not sitting in my car.
Ooh, so like a garbage bag?
Um, I mean, even a tarp, but something,
Yeah.
something that like the stuff that needs to stay dry stays dry. A way to do that. Um, I think, I mean, yeah, I guess on the driving end, yes, like a camera and maybe a data system that can record your laps is nice.
Yep.
I never had that. We never had a timer in the. I never had a timer on one lap in either car, but I did have the camera the whole time. That's great. The other thing, I mean, there's like the obvious, duh. Like you're gonna pack your rain gear, you're gonna pack your sunscreen, there would maybe a chair if it fits. I don't know. But then the last thing I just thought of is some sim practice, which we talked about doing soon with. Oh no, remind me, what track is that? A
What?
different track that you're going to for some other thing.
Oh,
That's aside. You have a track you're going to later,
some
but
California track.
just
I'm drawing a blank on what it's called too.
yeah, just look up if you have a sim, like never a bad idea to start putting in your head now as we're so far out from it.
Yeah. Just do some laps. and then you can kind of forget about it. And then when you come back, you'll have some kind of familiarity with it.
Yeah.
I think the camera is a big one of like essentials besides, like clothes and stuff like that, because you only get a couple looks at the racetrack. So that like second time you go out, if you watch your video from the first, like the morning sessions, and you kind of just look at it and pick off some low hanging fruit, e- everyone else is going to be doing the same thing. If you don't, then you fall down placements when you otherwise could have done slightly better just by looking at and going like, you know what? It looks like I was braking a little early for turn one. I just like kind of kept running out of momentum like at turn in. So like I know I could brake later there, or turn 6 or whatever. I can practice it on my outlap and
Yep.
like really feel out like where that is. I didn't notice it when I was out there driving, but watching this video, I'm noticing that I was doing that thing. So now I'm aware of it. Now I can go out there and do a little bit better. So the
Yep.
camera is huge.
One more thing, for like gold star, extra brownie points, extra credit, like A++++ students, you could pack a little bit of all your race gear in the car, see what room you have left, and then buy either a scooter or a bike.
Ooh, yeah.
Because pre-walking / pre-vehicling the track is super helpful.
I've never been in a car where I could bring a scooter before.
So the Corvette had a trailer, and we would bring a bike.
Yeah.
We would pop the bike off first thing, and I would go ride the track.
That'd be really
But then
nice.
the years that we did that, it rained so much, I wanted to walk half the time so I could do my little shuffle around.
What about there was a team last year that put like, I forget what team it was, and I'm sorry, but they put like $15,000-$20,000 bikes on the top of their Porsche, and then they didn't strap them down correctly, and they flew off and got destroyed. They got an award at the end, which was like whatever the award was, like spending the most and doing the least. Like I forgot what that award was. They have a name for it, but that's like an award that goes out every year. And
That's such a funny award.
so the people who lost their like $30,000 worth of bicycles that was strapped to the top of the Porsche, they won that award that year. I can't remember who it was, and I feel bad. Like I feel like I should remember, but it was the thing.
Y'all, if you couldn't handle getting you did the most with the least with the most award, do not do one lap. It's not for you. That's so funny.
I wonder if you could find the recipients of that award like throughout the years.
I'm sure it's I'm sure
It's got to
archived
be on the
somewhere.
results, right? Yeah.
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 I think Andy Hollis won it once. The first year he had a McLaren and it broke. I think they gave it to him.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
It's like a tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
all those guys, all those people give each other crap. So it's kind of part of it. You know they like you if they're giving you shit, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay. I think that's the episode. You good, Tom? Oh, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to Cincinnati for Christmas stuff with family. What are you doing?
I'm going to do the 2-hour production car race at VIR on Saturday. But besides that, a whole lot of nothing. I think me and Christine were really excited. We just bought a 3D printer. And
cool.
We're going to take...
Yeah, what was that for? What was that about, real quick?
Well, I've been buying like little trinkets and stuff off of Etsy for like the sim rig. Like I have a little headphone holder because I didn't really have a good place to put my headphones. And every single time I got in the rig, it was a little awkward. So I just bought like a little 3D printed headphone holder. And it cost me like, I don't know, like $20. And it's like, this cost nothing for somebody to print this thing. And so I already had it in my head where I'm like, I should, like, it would kind of make sense to have a 3D printer or like a friend with a 3D printer like nearby, because I could just like print this stuff. And then Christine brought it up because she wanted to do crafts with it. And so then we started talking about like getting a 3D printer, and now we bought a 3D printer. So we'll probably spend some time. We have like a spare room that's like just like full on storage, kind of how the sim room was like full on storage. So I think we're going to give it like the sim room treatment and like actually move into the house kind of thing, where we go through that room and like get it set
Yep.
up, and it will be like Christine's like hobby and craft room, and the 3D printer will live in there.
Cool.
So, and I know nothing about 3D printing, and neither does Christine. So we're kind of excited to go on this like little like we don't know shit about shit journey. Like this full on Dunning Kruger, like just dive right in. We don't even know where the peak of Mount Stupid is. We're just gonna go in and like
Sure.
just learn some stuff. And this totally seems like something Christine would just beast mode. And I'd be like, Christine, I need a thing for the thing. And she would just be like, up, already working on it. And she'd like 3D model it. And yeah, just like just add water poof, like this thing that I needed to exist and now it exists. I also think that just the fact of like being able to print usable items from like a thing in your house, that's so futuristic that I'm kind of into it, and I'm kind of curious like where that technology goes like in the future. Because can you imagine living in a world where you don't need to buy like mass produced stuff, and you just go, oh, I need this thing, and you download a file and then it exists in your house because the thing made it. Like, how cool is that?
You know, I never have enough clean spoons. Imagine just being able to print a new spoon.
You could.
And then you
That
don't have
seems
to
like a
run the
waste.
dishwasher. I don't need dishes. I just need a spoon. You're going to live in the future, DJ.
People are asking which printer. We got a Bamboo P2S, I think is what it was called. So, yeah, we could have spoons. We'd be like, oh no, we're out of spoons. Just print one up. I don't know how fast it prints. I literally know nothing about this.
I can't wait to hear more about it.
Well,
This is like Trumpet was 2024.
Yes. So,
Autocross was 2025. 3D printing is 2026.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll have some
Wow.
3D printing goals in our goal episode.
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
okay. So that's the plan. I don't get it till like mid-January, by the way, because it's on back order. Apparently everyone thought this was a great thing to buy this year. So but we'll see how it goes. You got anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. I almost hit the intro button. That would have been confusing. And
Can you make sure I can hear it? Can you make sure I can hear it? It hasn't been playing.
Yep, I got you.
I want to try to nail it.
Yeah. Just let me know if you can't hear it, okay? And then we'll just restart it.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it. Why couldn't you hear it? Hold on. I don't know why you can't hear it. You should be able to hear it. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. There's probably some other voice filter thing going on. Echo cancellation. There we go. I found it. All right.
Echo.
You should be able to hear it now. Oh, not yet. I hit the button, but nothing happened.
Hey, to everyone who... Oh, I just hear myself. Ooh.
Oh no.
My hair, hope I win.
Yeah. Hold on. I turned something else off. Okay. The outro that keeps outroing. Here it goes. Take 3.
To everyone who participated in our... I can't hear it anymore.
Discord
To participated, I
changed
love your hair, hope you win. 1.